Oh, what's it? It's a new DLC for Hoi 4. It's called Graveyards of Empires. It was released just yesterday, well, basically on March 4. Now it's March 5, and I'm releasing a video about it. So, there's a new DLC. They updated 4 countries: Iran, Iraq, India, and Afghanistan itself. Let's take a look at the major updates they added. It will be interesting to check them out, but before we start, subscribe so you don't miss Hoi 4 videos. And only 3% watch my video subscribe, so let's fix it, please. Like and comment how you feel about this, about the DLC, whatever you played, it's just based on the review. We begin. Alright, so we have 4 countries: Iran, Iraq, India, and Afghanistan, after which the DLC is named. Let's jump in and check out the change first. Let's look at the map. Since there are some change there, plus there are updates in the DLC itself, of course, with focuses. This country pack, by the way, there's difference between a full-fledged DLC and a country pack. A country pack is mainly a focus repack. Some people don't like this, even though they are cheaper than a full-fledged DLC, because they feel like modes, and to be honest, they do look like modes in many ways, but still the approach is professionally and now in new content and make some improvements. Also, they slightly change some borders. I, as someone who makes videos about Hoi 4 map mistakes, I immediately noticed that they separated British Burma. Previously it was just a part of British India, but now it's a separate. There is historically, cause it's historically correct, because I believe that in 1932 it was indeed separated from India and made into a separate puppet, so that's accurate. They also changed the province of Aden, given it to British India. Oman was remained to the Sultanate of Muscat and Oman and made a British puppet. If you watched my map mistakes videos, you might remember me saying that Oman should be a puppet and that it historically consisted of 2 parts of Sultanate of Muscat and Oman. So that's one map mistakes fixed. Also, Oman had been split into regions. It used to be 1 region and now it has 3. Maybe this might be a setup for an Arabian revoke, since they made a change to some countries. For example, they that separate Transjordan Emirates and separate Mandat of Palestine. I've mentioned these mistakes in my video before, so it's nice to see that he fixed that. However, they still don't seem to care about Egypt, which should also be a puppet. Egypt was actually had much more autonomy than Palestine, so I don't get why they keep ignoring it. Hopefully they'll fix it eventually. Maybe this also is set up for a future Arabian revoke, cause they renamed Sultanate of Muscat and focus 3 possibilities for Saudi Arabia. They even made Lebanon and Syria separate, so maybe it's interesting. Alright, that's about it for the territories. Now let's talk about focus trees. Well, more like I'll just show you them to you. They also changed national spirits. Actually, most of them were already there, but I think India didn't have the Great Depression before. They slightly modified some modifiers. For example, the agrarian previously don't have a mobilization speed and loss cost. I think they also changed India's first leader. I'm just noticing this by eye. I don't have a change log open, just going by memory. The focus tree are massive. I've heard rumors about secret paths involving Gandhi, but I'm not sure. The trees are huge, which is great, in cause previously Indian focus tree. It was so small, I think, for communist pass and fascist pass. Previous you have like 3 focuses or something like that, but now it looks really good. You can either remain a British puppet or seek independence, either through Gandhi, communism, or even fascism. The Indian Legion seems to be a fascist part. You can also choose in between forming your own army or relying on British help. Additionally, you can ask for military support from the Americans, Germans, and or Soviets. Military branches are now divided into different parts. Pretty cool. Playing as British in India now seems interesting. I also played India before and completed some achievements, but not for my channel, just for myself. Now let's move on. Afghanistan. The kind here was previous ruler of Afghanistan in the game. So Afghanistan has the parliamentary monarchy since the king is now a national spirit rather than the direct ruler. I always thought Afghanistan was a kingdom, not a parliamentary monarchy. Well, maybe there's some historical basis for this. Afghanistan is smaller than India, but still has some content. You can either support the current ruler or bring back another king. There even a focus is for women's education, which is interesting considering modern Afghanistan doesn't even allow education for women. But in the 1930s, this was apparently an option. It's an oddly liberal part. You can seek support from German, which will also taken a liberal approach, or you can fight wars. There are options to ally with Turkey or engage in further conflicts. There was their focus to get 20 trains. Nice. The Communist Pass is present with the Soviet backed flag shown in some focuses, but democracy is also an option. The industrial tree even leads into political option, which I haven't seen before. For Iran, they have focuses related to the oil company and dealing with Azerbaijan and Kurdish resistance. The focus tree for Iran is the seated larger than Afghanistan but smaller than Indian. You can go communist, democratic, fascist, or retain the monarchy. Iraq was supposed to be a British puppet according to the dev diary I read, but it isn't. They just have British guarantees and military access agreements. I thought they would be a puppet with some autonomy. Iraq 3 is tiny compared to the others. There are some military, economic, and political focuses, but overall it's underwhelming. You can support the Kurdish identity and potentially switch to playing as the Kurds, which is interesting. Overall, the DLC seems decent. They fixed some map issue, which I appreciated. So they even made Kuwait independent. Maybe this really is grand work for an Arabian revoke, but I still don't like the concept of country packs since they feel like emotes. They didn't put much effort into Iraq and Afghanistan, even so the DLC is named after Afghanistan. However, they did a great job with India and Iran. Looks interesting too, but Iraq and Afghanistan not so much. Anyway, that's my take. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the DLC, whatever you played it or just based on this review. Also tell me which countries you'd like to see new focus trees for. I'm curious. And that is for now. Subscribe, you don't miss the videos Hoi 4 and other games. And only 3% watch my video, subscribe, so let's fix it. And like, and see you soon.